Welcome back. Right now is a great time to support small businesses, as many have been negatively impacted because of the pandemic and are dealing with worker shortages and much more right now. Well, I recently spoke with Facebook. They have Small Business Week coming up where you can support small businesses in a unique way. Let's take a look.
As the summer we all thought would bring us a few steps closer to what used to be normal winds down, many places are facing a new or ongoing waves of COVID-19 driven by the Delta variant. The pandemic continues to impact small businesses across the country. And as we kick off National Small Business Week today, we want to take a look at Facebook's Global State of Small Business report. This report, which is one of the largest and most comprehensive small business surveys and analysis globally, shows some glimmers of hope. And here to explain more about what the study shows is Michelle Klein, Vice President of Global Customer Marketing at Facebook. Michelle, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Christine.
How would you describe the state of small business right now, and what trends did you see come out of this report?
Well, small businesses continue to face the challenge of a lifetime, but we are seeing some signs of hope from this latest report. This is our 8th Global State of Small Business report, and there are a couple of trends that we're seeing that should give all of us some level of optimism. The first trend that we're seeing is around business closure rates, both here in the United States and across the world. This number is really turning around. When this survey was taken back in February, in the US, business closure rates were at 22%. But when taken recently this summer for this report, that number had fallen to 16%. So definitely a sign of optimism and a sign of hope. The second bright spot that we're seeing is around digital tools. Businesses are reporting that they're using digital tools even more, up by 88%. And those businesses that are using these digital tools are seeing greater increases in their sales versus the same time as last year. So lots of things to be optimistic about, but still a lot of work to do.
We know that diverse-owned small businesses continue to be more severely impacted by the pandemic. What did Facebook's report show?
Our data shows that diverse-owned businesses continue to be hardest hit, and this inequity persists, particularly amongst women-led and minority-led small businesses. In the report this time around, we saw that 18% of women-led businesses have closed compared to 13% of those led by men. So that's a 5-point percentage difference, which is significant. And we also saw that minority-led businesses overall in the US were 50% more likely to have closed at the time that this report was taken and to have lower sales compared to the same time last year. And a new trend that we're seeing for the very first time is around Hispanic-led businesses, which in particular are being hardest hit at this moment in the pandemic as well. So a lot of work to do to really support diverse-owned businesses.
Access to funding and capital also remains a crucial need for small businesses around the country. Is that something you saw reflected in the report, and how is Facebook continuing to help?
Yeah, throughout the pandemic, small businesses have consistently told us that cash flow is the #1 challenge, and our research this time showed this is even more acute for diverse-owned businesses. So we listened and we got to work and we came up with a couple of ways in which we can support small businesses. And so this National Small Business Week, I'm really proud to announce 2 new initiatives. The first is called the Facebook Invoice Fast Track Program. Now, this is for eligible small businesses to have the opportunity to get paid faster for the goods and services that they've already invoiced their customers for. You know, it can take up to 120 days to get paid on an invoice. And what Facebook is doing is we're shortening that time frame just to a couple of days so that we can get that critical cash in the hands of businesses who need it most. And then the second initiative we're announcing today is a new small business funding resource available on Facebook. This will contain links and information about all the grant and loan programs that are available right now for small businesses, along with resources and networking and group opportunities to make it more of a one-stop shop with everything that a small business needs to really get through this next wave of the pandemic.
How can viewers at home support small businesses?
Well, there are 2 things that we can all do from home. It's really simple. #1 is shop local. Get online. Most of the small businesses that you know in your local community probably have a shop on Facebook or Instagram or a website. Support them by buying online, and if they're open, go in store and support them that way too. And the second thing we can all do is we're all on social media. So we can brag about the brilliant ideas that we buy and find from small businesses around the country. Simply tag them on Facebook or Instagram and let your community know about the great ideas that you found. And as we head into the holiday season, there's never been a better time to share those ideas because we're all looking for inspiration for gifting.
It feels hard to believe, but the holidays are right around the corner. How can small businesses prepare for this crucial buying season?
Yeah, it's fascinating in this report to read that 1/5 of businesses around the world say that they get 50% of their annual revenue in the holiday window. So it's a critical time for their sales. So what we're doing at Facebook is we're launching the Boost with Facebook Good Ideas season, which is a program starting next month, which will be online and available to everyone around the world. And it's going to be jam-packed full of digital skills training, inspiration, content, thought leadership, and networking, all geared around enabling small businesses to really have a super successful holiday season.
And where can we get more information?
Well, you can find out about everything I mentioned at our Facebook newsroom, which is at about.fb.com/news.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Michelle Klein, for speaking with us today. This important information about small businesses. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Christine.